Buenos días, nuevo amanecer. Espero que ya hayan empezado el día de la manera más importante, con una buena taza de café, y que están listos para escuchar el mensaje de hoy. También les quiero recordar que hoy no es ningún domingo como cualquier otro. Hoy es el Día de las Madres. Así que a todas las lindas madres de Nuevo Amanecer, gracias por ser tan buen ejemplo a todas nosotras. Y a mi linda madre que hoy nos ve desde Colombia, mami, te quiero mucho. Bueno, iglesia, se me ponen ya listos, presentes en el sofá o hasta en la cama para disfrutar el mensaje de esta mañana.
Juntos hoy cantamos como hermanos, Él nos unió, hijos de todo pueblo. Este es el tiempo de alzar la voz. No escucharé miedo, mi mirada pongo en el cielo. En tu gracia firme soy. Tú me amas tal como soy. Valiente seré, yo sé. Mi esperanza está en Él. Escucharé miedo, mi mirada pongo en el cielo. En tu gracia firme estoy. Tú me amas tal como soy. Valiente seré, yo sé. Mi esperanza está en Él. Se oirá en los cielos el sonido de nuestra adoración. Las murallas caen a sus pies al oír su voz. Por su gracia Él nos limpió cuando no es Dios. Su nombre es Cristo. Se oirá en los cielos el sonido de nuestra adoración. Las murallas caen a sus pies al oír su voz. Por su gracia Él nos limpió cuando no es Dios. Su nombre es Cristo. Se oirá en los cielos el sonido de al cielo, eterno, amigo fiel.
Linda, ella es trabajadora, buena, ella es buena. Mi mamá cuando era una niña no tenía miel en la pancita. Hay veces que no jugamos porque tiene que hacer muchas cosas. Tiene que ir a unas reuniones. Algunas veces se equivoca. Y yo me porto bien y ella piensa que me porto mal, me castiga. Se enfada con razón, a veces sin razón. Porque hay veces que me regaña. Cuando no ordeno mi juguete, cuando no ordeno mi cuarto, cuando no pongo las cosas donde van. Que sea responsable, generosa, que estuviera con nosotros todos los días. Porque siempre es buena. Quiere ropa bonita. No, mi mamá lo que menos hace es macarrones, que a mí me encantan. Nos llevaría en todas partes y nada más.
Hemos preparado un programa donde hemos metido toda la información que nos has dado y este programa se llama La Mamá Perfecta. Esta es tu mamá perfecta. ¿Te parece que la llamemos? Vamos a llamar a la mamá perfecta.
Yo vine a acompañarte porque soy tu mamá perfecta y te iba a llevar a pasear y a pasarla bonito. ¿Qué te parece? ¿Sí?
No.
¿No? ¿Quieres que hagamos algo en particular? Porque ya nos vamos.
No sé.
¿No sabes? Nos vamos los tres como una gran familia. ¿Sí?
Mi mamá es perfecta. Mi mamá es perfecta.
Buenos días, iglesia, y feliz día para todas las mamás hermosas que están ahí viéndonos y juntándonos esta mañana como iglesia. Te deseamos lo mejor. Y si tienes a tu mamá cerca, dale un fuerte abrazo esta mañana, dale un beso que se lo merece y más todavía. Que tú tienes que servirle esta mañana el cafecito, el desayuno, el almuerzo. Haz lo que tengas que hacer para que se sienta bien, que se sienta querida y apreciada, como lo debe ser. Esta semana tuve la oportunidad muy grande y muy importante de sentarme con mi mamá y conversar un poco con ella y charlar, y le pude hacer algunas preguntas de cómo es ser una madre, qué significa para ella ser una madre, y quizás algunas palabras de aliento para ustedes mamás que están ahí afuera. Entonces quiero compartirle esa conversación en unos instantes, pero primero yo quiero que te acuerdes, mamá, que no importa lo que suceda en el mundo y no importa a quién te estés comparando en los medios sociales, ya sea Facebook o Instagram, cuando prendes y empiezas a dar vueltas ahí y empiezas a compararte con las otras madres que están ahí afuera. ¡Wow! ¡Qué bien que lo está haciendo ella! Mira lo que está haciendo aquella. Y te empiezas a comparar y quizás te comienzas a sentir como un fracaso, como una madre. Y yo quiero que tú sepas, tú no eres un fracaso. Lo que tú haces es imprescindible. Tu llamado es de Dios y no es casualidad que seas mamá. Este llamado es dado por Dios y es algo sagrado y es más importante que cualquier otro trabajo. Y no quiero que te compares a nadie más, porque para tus hijos eres la mejor que hay. Ahora quiero que disfrutes estos momentos que yo pasé con mi mamá esta semana en una conversación. How you doing, Mama?
I'm fine, thank you.
This is my mother, Linda Gale Todd, and I've spoken about her many times, and so I'm excited to be able to sit here and to pick her brain a little bit to find out what the secrets are of successful motherhood. How does that sound?
Good.
She's a natural. Yeah, so I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you just can answer as honestly as you can. And if you lie, no one will ever know. So
Okay.
you're fine. Question number 1. When you were little, what did you want to be when you grew up?
A nurse.
A nurse. Any
Yes.
specific reason?
No, I just like nursing. I joined the Future Nurses Club when I was in high school. I worked at the hospital on Saturdays, and I was going to be a nurse.
So what changed your mind?
I went to youth camp one summer. Well, I went to youth camp every summer, but this particular summer there was a missionary speaking there. And of course, his subject was missions, and God spoke to my heart about serving Him and about going into full-time ministry. And that changed my mind about being a nurse.
Wow.
So,
Well, I'm glad it did. That worked out to my benefit, so I appreciate that. Okay, so question number 2. And you have to think about this one, but what is the most trouble you ever got into as a kid?
I was about, 7 years old, and I found a candle, a little candle somewhere, and I decided I wanted to light the candle. So we lived in all our house was built up off the ground, and it was all wood. So there was plenty of room to move underneath the house. So I got under the house. I found some matches,
Uh-oh.
and I lit the candle. I didn't know anyone was around. I was having fun just sitting there, just watching the candle burn until my daddy walked up. Well, there was a peach tree right beside our house, and he just broke a limb off. I never lit another candle.
Your idea of going crazy was playing with fire?
No, that's the first time I ever did it, and the last.
I talked last week how much I loved to play with fire when I was growing up. Now I know where I got it from. Go figure. So, except I never got beat with a limb. I don't think.
Oh.
When did I frustrate you the most as a kid?
Whenever you would tease your brother, your twin, and get him
that's not
and make
true.
him mad.
That can't be right. Did I do that a lot?
Oh, yes. Well, you both did it. It was the two of you together. You worked together against me. You would go into your bedroom and get on your beds, and then you would act like you were fighting. And I'd go in there, you were both laying in your beds, smiling and happy as could be.
But that wasn't to you specifically.
Oh, that
It was
really
to get
upset
each other
me.
in trouble. You just felt the effects of it. Well, I'm sorry about that. What is your favorite verse in the Bible?
I have several verses that are very special to me, but through the years, all the things that we've been through, some good and some bad, I have learned that I always fall back on Romans 8:20. Romans 8:28.
Romans 8:28.
For God, all things work together for good to them that love the Lord and are called according to His purpose. I've learned that whatever God permits in our lives, whether it's good or whether it's bad, it's a part of His plan, and He can make it turn into a good thing, whatever it happened to be. So I've learned to accept what comes and wait to see what God does with it in my life.
And I've heard you talk about that verse before. I've heard you share about that verse several times, I think. And so I can confirm that she has lived out that verse to its fullest. What is, and this is what everybody's dying to know. You had 5 children. You have 4 boys and 1 girl, even though you didn't want all the boys. You wanted more girls, but I won't take it personally. And out of those 5 children, your 4 boys are all pastors or in full-time ministry, and your daughter is married to a pastor and in full-time ministry. So inquiring minds want to know, what is the secret to raising such amazing children?
Well, I'll have to say prayer.
I knew you were going to say that.
Prayer. I will say this, that I never prayed for my children to go into the ministry. But what I did pray for was that whatever profession they decided or what career they chose to follow, that they would put God first. Always God first, no matter what they did, whether they were doctors or lawyers or ditch diggers or what. But if they would put God first in their lives. And that's the way I prayed. Well, now that they're all in the ministry, I'm satisfied. But I never really prayed that they would be in the ministry, in full-time ministry, because my husband was, and I know how hard it is sometimes. But I'm really thankful that God has given me a family that's serving the Lord, all in different places. We don't get together very often, but I'm satisfied just knowing that they're all serving the Lord wherever they are.
Yes, we don't get together that often. That's why we love each other so much. Because, what is one of, or the hardest time you had to go through as a mother, and how did you get through it?
Well, there were two things that stand out in my mind, and that were very hard for me as a mother. And the first one was Ricky. When we were on furlough, the missions office required us to go to Scott White Clinic out in Texas and have physical exams every time we came home on furlough. And we went. We had our exams that time. I think Ricky was about 13, somewhere around there. All the tests came out fine. We were all healthy, everything great, except for Ricky's. And they found something that could have been very, very serious, and they led us to believe that it was possibly cancer somewhere in his body. So then they wanted us to go back for again. So we had to go back 2 weeks later and have some more tests done on him. But for those 2 weeks, that was very, very hard for me. Every night when he would go to bed, he was sound asleep. I would go in and sit by his bed and pray. And I always prayed, Lord, heal him. Don't let him have the cancer. But then one night, it hit me. If that's God's will, then I have to change my prayer. And so I began to pray, Lord, if you have your way and you do what's best. And when we went back to have the test done, they could find absolutely nothing wrong with him. So God answered that prayer. The other hard time was when the twins.
That's all you have to say.
When I was waiting for the twins to be born, I spent 38 days in the hospital, and
38 days.
But I was there. No visitors. My husband came every day to visit me, but I had maybe 10 other people, and the whole time I was there. I don't even think it was that many, but who visited me, and I was all alone in that room for 38 days until they were born, and then they brought them in to me every so often.
The joy of your life.
Yeah. That was probably the hardest times I got through. It was so lonely. And when the nurse was trying to wake me up to tell me that they had been born, she said, "You need to wake up. You have 2 little boys." And I said, I was still groggy, "No, I wanted a girl."
Take them back. Take them back.
I was hoping to have at least one girl, but
you wanted one girl
and one boy.
2 boys instead. But wait, how old were you when when we were born?
I was 36.
36 years old. We almost killed my poor mother and still disappointed her with our gender. So, but I more than made up for that, didn't I?
Oh, yes, you have.
I hit it out of the park. I gave you 3 little daughter
Yes,
grandbabies.
you made up for it. Yeah.
So I did my, I took care of it.
Yes.
How do you, as a mother, how do you teach your kids, even when they're babies and younger, how do you bring in biblical principles? How do you teach them about Jesus at an early age? What does that look like on an everyday basis around your house? What did that look like?
Oh, at nighttime, I would read Bible stories before you went to bed. And of course, we were in church most of the time.
All of the time?
Not all of the time, but most of the time. Well, because most of the time that we were missionaries, Richard was pastoring 2 churches at the same time. So we were pretty busy in the ministry. So that was our life. And you were in every church service, and unless you were sick, and you were sick very little. So we never missed. And you were always there for everything and involved.
I remember. And I have to say, I know that a lot of parents are going, wow, you know, you're having your kids in church all the time, your kids will get bitter, they don't want to. But I very much love the way that I grew up, and I loved growing up in church. And it wasn't, I'm sure I complained about it at some point, but for the most part, it was our life, and it was just how things were, and I wouldn't change it for a second. So I appreciate you having us in church all the time, because that's a choice, but we were all part of it, and we all were there, and we all worked, and so I'm glad you did that, because I have very, very good memories of that, and I wouldn't change that for a second. I loved growing up in church and around church, and I don't feel I missed out on most things in that sense. Even if your parents out there listening, and that's something that you're thinking about, there's no better place to raise your kids than around other Christians and around the house of God and around the ministry. You won't regret it, and neither will your kids later on in life. Mala, thank you very, very much. I know this is weird for you to do, but I appreciate it, and I know that everybody else will appreciate it. I love you very much. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. I love you too.
Espero que haya sido de gran bendición esta conversación con mi mamá. La pasamos muy bien. Y hay muchas cositas que no tuve tiempo de poner también, pero charlamos de tantas cosas, tantas memorias, y la pasamos muy, pero muy bien. Y la verdad que mi mamá es una persona muy especial en este mundo, y muy, muy, muy querida. Quiero dejarte con un pasaje que para mí tiene muchísimo que ver con las madres. Y para mí se aplica muchísimo, especialmente a las mamás, como dije anteriormente, que se están comparando con otras personas, que no se sienten bien, que se sienten como fracasadas, como que nada les sale bien. Desde que se levantan en la mañana hay problemas, que los niños, que esto, que el otro, que se cae a pedazos y no saben qué hacer. Y te sientes como que fracasaste como mamá. Y van a pasar esos momentos, pero como te dije anteriormente, ser madre es un llamado de Dios, y es importante, es demasiado importante para que te sientas fracasada. Y quiero dejarte con las palabras del apóstol Pablo en 2 Corintios, capítulo 12, versículo 9, dice, y me ha dicho, bástate mi gracia, porque mi poder se perfecciona en la debilidad. Por tanto, de buena gana me gloriaré más bien en mis debilidades, Pablo dice, tu poder se perfecciona en mis debilidades. Cuando tú te sientas débil, cuando tú estás en lo más bajo, cuando tú estás en lo más profundo, lo más oscuro, lo más débil, lo más fracasado que te sientas, recuerda que en ese momento tu peor debilidad, tu debilidad más grande, representa el poder más grande de Dios. Y en tu debilidad es una oportunidad para que Dios se luzca en tu vida. Así que ni por un segundo te sientas fracasado o fracasada como madre. Ni por un segundo te des por vencida. Ni por un instante te sientas que lo que estás haciendo no es importante. Porque aunque te sientas bajoneada y triste y quizás a solas, no sé cuál es tu situación, recuerda que el poder de Dios se perfecciona en nuestra debilidad. Entonces, cuando te sientas débil, puedes descansar en quién es Dios, en su poder, sabiendo que Él te ha llamado para ser madre y que ese es el trabajo más importante del mundo. Mamás, te queremos mucho. Queremos que sepas que eres la más importante en toda la vida y no hay manera que podamos reemplazarte jamás. Te queremos muchísimo y espero que tus hijos y tu familia te lo hagan sentir hoy en todo momento. Gracias, Señor, por este día. Gracias por nuestras madres. Yo te pido que en este momento se sientan queridas, se sientan necesarias, se sientan llenas, Señor, del Espíritu Santo, sabiendo de que ser madre es un llamado de Dios y no es algo simple y seguro que no es sencillo. Es lo más difícil, es el trabajo más difícil de todo el mundo. Y yo te pido, Dios, que las cubras con tu amor, las cubras con tu cuidado, Señor, y con tu paz y con tu fuerza en este momento. Llénalas de tu poder en su debilidad. Te damos todas las gracias en tu nombre. Amén.
En medio de la tormenta, mi canción levanto a ti. En medio de tanta prueba, no creo en ti, tú siempre estarás aquí. Poderoso eres Dios, hoy por siempre vencedor, Rey del cielo, no hay nada imposible, Señor, para ti, poderoso. Cuando no tengo fuerzas, mi canción levanto a ti. Si terminas lo que empiezas, yo creo en ti, tú siempre estarás aquí. Poderoso eres Dios, hoy por siempre vencedor, Rey del cielo, no hay nada imposible, Señor, para ti, poderoso. Tú puedes mover montañas y calmar la tempestad. Tú pones paz en mi alma, solo Él puede hacer. Tú puedes mover montañas y calmar la tempestad. Tú pones paz en mi alma, solo Él puede hacer. Tú puedes mover montañas y calmar la tempestad. Tú pones paz en mi alma, solo Él puede hacer. Solo Él puede hacer. Solo Él puede hacer. Solo Él puede hacer. Poderoso siempre vencedor. Rey del cielo, no hay nada imposible, Señor, para ti, poderoso. Hoy por siempre vencedor. Rey del cielo, no hay nada imposible, Señor, para ti, poderoso. Para ti, poderoso.
Bueno, Nuevo Amanecer, gracias por estar aquí con nosotros en esta mañana. Recuerden que somos una iglesia, así estemos cada uno en casa, seguimos unidos. Estamos aquí para servirle, así que por favor comuníquese con nosotros en el chat o llámenos a la iglesia durante la semana si necesita algo. Queremos poder orar con usted y estar presente en su vida durante este momento. Si desea dar su diezmo y ofrenda, lo puede hacer durante esta página y esta conexión apretando el botón de donar o visitando nuestra página de internet o también por correo postal. Bueno, iglesia, se les quiere. Estamos orando para que juntos nos podamos reunir debajo de un mismo techo. Se les quiere.